You guys ever felt like you were different from everyone else? Like you were the outlier in the group when everyone would go one way, you'd go the opposite way. It's funny because I had this chat with my brother just the other day where he just feels like he's the black sheep in his social setting. Like we grow up, we make friends, we hang out with a lot of different people over our lifetime. You create all these different friend groups, different circles, which effectively mold you into the person you are today because you've spent so much time with them that obviously you're going to take some of those traits, some of those habits, those behaviors into your own personality. But then do you also feel like in social settings you were the life of the party? Like you're the guy who always brought the energy, you're the guy who everyone loves to be around, you were just magnetic. And people just gravitated towards you naturally just because you had a good aura about you. But then somewhere down the line, throughout life, you start to outgrow that group. You start to outgrow those old habits, behaviors. Those days where you'd knock off work, go to the pub down the road, grab a burger or a parma, and a couple of beers with the lads, with the work crew, just because it was like an escape, a ritual, just to say you've worked hard this week. Let's just enjoy the fruits of our labour and just escape. And then it gets to a point where you're just doing the same thing every week, and it loses its novelty, and then you start to realise, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? I want more out of life. I want to change. And so you go after that change. And I think a lot of us go through this phase, but fail to truly understand what it means for us. So for example, with myself, and had this chat with my brother as well, he's gone through the same thing, where I just knew I was always different. I knew I was always meant for more, born to do more, born to live a fun life, a different life, a life full of experiences, a life full of growth, development, a life full of learning. And so you start your journey in this self-development, trying to find your authentic self, trying to find what it is that truly lights you up, whether it may be something creative, something physical. For me and my brother, it was running. You know, we decided it was finally time for us to do something hard, something difficult, something uncomfortable. So we started with probably the lowest barrier to entry sport, which was running. All you need is a pair of running shoes. We were never big on running at all. We hated cardio, if anything. But we just decided, you know what? Something's got to change. We're getting fat. We're getting depressed. We're just not happy with ourselves anymore. And if we continue on this cycle of just drinking and, you know, partying, going out with mates, we're just never going to get to what we truly want in life. And so you start going after your goals. You start, you know, training harder. You start running further. Eventually you start doing a marathon. And then you're just kicking all these goals. And throughout this process, you start to develop and become a different person, a different character. You start to become the person that you said you wanted to become. But then people notice that you're not the person you once were, the person that they know, or the person that they want you to be. You know, oh, you're not as fun anymore. You know, why are you always running, this, that. It's weird because like when you have a chat with these people after or throughout your self-development journey, you're improving yourself daily, the conversations become different. It almost becomes empty, no substance. It's like, in our example with running, we run a lot of kilometers every week, and Sunday, for those that know much about running, is pretty much the long run, the Sunday long run, the Sunday longie. It's like a runner's ritual where you just spend a few hours in the morning on a long run, scenic route. It's just you, your thoughts, the road, maybe a podcast, a bit of music, or if you're even running with your mates, catch up. That's like our therapy. It's like our meditation as runners. So Sunday for us is reserved for that specific event, the Sunday long run. And when you're training for a marathon, every Sunday becomes the Sunday long run. And when people start to hit you up, oh, come out, what are you doing tonight? Come out, oh, come out for a few drinks, this, that. And then you tell them, oh, I can't, sorry, I've got to do a long run tomorrow. I want to make sure I get enough sleep. I'm properly recovered, properly fueled, and, I'm performing at my best. And they start to they hear that and they're like, oh yeah, just running again. They start to almost undermine you and undercut your efforts. It's not like they do it intentionally or mean any disrespect or harm, but it's just how they're naturally wired and how they're naturally programmed to feel and think. And one thing I noted it down to, the reason that your friends might start to feel this way and start to, I guess, act like this towards you and treat you like the black sheep, is because they miss that old version of you, the version that was full of energy, but a different kind of energy. Because you were that guy who everyone loved and everyone gravitated towards, the energy that you used to give is different now, and they feel a sense of loss. And the reason they feel a sense of loss is because essentially that energy that you project, they take for themselves to make themselves feel better. And that's why you might start to get these little comments, about, oh, yeah, just you're running again, or when they ask you, oh, how was your weekend? What did you do? And then you tell them, oh no, just train, went for a run, this, that. And then they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, we know you ran. What else did you do? It's like they're almost expecting you to say, oh no, I had a big night, had a bender, had a few drinks. It's like, well, no, that's not what I'm about anymore. I couldn't give a fuck about drinking and all that. That's just not who I am anymore. It doesn't do anything for me. If anything, I'm happier, training, going for a run, going for a walk, having a quiet weekend, a still weekend. But it's almost like they're asking for like that. It's like they're just trying to bring you down to their level so they can relate and they can feel better about themselves. And this happens a lot with a lot of friend groups. Obviously, you love them, you've known them for a while, they mean well. But then it's those moments where they're like, say you do the work, you've earned a little bit of a buffer, you can treat yourself a little bit, you go out, celebrate, and then they start to feel that old energy again. It's like, oh, it's nice to have you back, we missed you. It's like, well, what do you mean? I haven't gone anywhere. Just because I haven't, partied like I used to, it doesn't mean that, I'm not the same person. I'm just a better person, better version of myself. And it just makes you feel like you're different. But it's a good thing, because it means you're finally living in alignment with what you truly value internally, what truly lights you up. So if you're feeling this way at the moment with your friend group, just understand that it's a sign, it's an indication that you're on the right path. Don't feel like you're an outlaw. Don't feel like you're any less than them just because you're going after what you want. If anything, it should give you more power, give you more motivation to continue down this path of mission, of purpose, this path of growth and development. And it's interesting as well, because when I used to work a job, I haven't worked for quite a while now, almost about 6 months. And I started this self-improvement journey and just started doing things. Started taking massive action, getting myself online, creating my brand, building up my personal brand, my business. Throughout that process, I started to become different. I started to become a better version of myself, the version that I always wanted to be. And a lot of my habits, my behaviors started changing. A lot of my priorities started changing. And then this one night where, we were having dinner for a friend's birthday, ended up going out to this bar that was booked out for my old workplace, where they were doing like a knockoff celebration function because they had a big month. It was a sales company. And yeah, I guess when I thought, you know what, I'll go say what's up to some old faces, see how everyone's going, this, that. I went there and I saw all the people that I used to work with. And I don't know, it just gave me a little bit of anxiety, just because I was like, I can't believe this is what I used to do. This is who I used to be. It's a weird feeling, man, when you see old faces and they're still doing the same thing. They're still partying every weekend, numbing themselves throughout the week, and you see them again and nothing's changed. And then here you are making massive leaps and bounds of progress for yourself. Not to say that there's anything bad, I'm not trying to put anyone down or anything, but it's just when you know you're different, and it's just hard to relate to people that just aren't on your level. And there comes a point where you just have to separate yourself from that group, build yourself a new circle, find people who are on the same path as you. And there comes a point where you have to start being selective with who you hang out with. We have to find people that are on a mission, find people that are striving for more, that are putting in work to become better every day, that have the same purpose or similar purpose, just a different path. There comes a point where you just have to understand that you're not like everyone. And if you're feeling the same way, if you're going through something similar, where you just know you're different, you feel like you're a bit of a black sheep, a lone wolf in your social setting, and you want to find other people who are just like us. I'm actually looking for a few guys at the moment who are about it, who have been through something similar, who want to find their people, who are looking to, who are looking to create a brotherhood of like-minded men, and maybe need a little bit of a blueprint or a roadmap to help navigate their way through life and find their mission, their purpose. So if that's you, book a call, let's have a chat, let's see where you're at. Socially, mentally, physically. Let's see how we can help get you to that next step, that next stage in your life where you can finally spread your wings and stop being confined to social constructs. Let's see how we can break the shackles that you're in at the moment so you can finally start to thrive and live life how you want to live it, not how the world tells you to live it. Just a couple of thoughts that I had in mind, and just something that I had a chat with my brother about just the other day. He's currently going through it at the moment. And I get it. I know what it's like. It ain't easy navigating this world that we live in today as a man. It ain't easy. But that's why I'm looking for those guys who want to continue to become the lone wolf, become the lion, become the leader, become the beacon of hope for their family, and change the game. Be different, be unique, be you. That's what this is about. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I make these videos on the daily. Give you guys a daily dose of what I'm doing, where I've been, what I've experienced, where I'm at. I believe that this can really help some of you guys that maybe feel a little bit lost, feel a bit unsure of what you're doing now, feel a bit uncertain of how your life's going to look, and you think, oh fuck, maybe I should just settle. Maybe I should just do what everyone else is doing. Maybe I should just forget about my dreams, my goals, my vision. Fuck that. Go after what you want. Embrace the lone wolf. Embrace the black sheep that you are. Because at the end of the day, the people that are absolutely dominating in life now, and some of the people that we look up to, they are black sheep. They went against the grain. They went the opposite direction when everyone went the other way. And that's why they are where they are. And that's why they live the life they live. So again, guys, if this hit, give it a like, comment below on where you're at, what social setting, what social pressures you're feeling at the moment. Let me know. What other areas you want me to cover next. Share this with a brother who is going through it. Share this with a mate who might be feeling a little bit lost at the moment, feel like they're different, but they want to stand out, they want to spread their wings. Share this message to them. And again, book a call if that's you. If you want to finally get clear on what you want, if you want to finally be able to break the shackles and actually start thriving and going after what you want, let's have a chat. Let's put together that roadmap, that blueprint, that playbook. And let's get you firing. 2025 is going to be massive. I can feel it. Let's fucking go. Let's conquer. Let's build, boys. Catch you guys in the next video.